Okay, so just like with the Smash Brothers tier list, there's no real set rules here. It's a bunch of different things. It's how I like just feel about the general character, if I have fun playing as them, like their story stuff. And hey, look, it's Overwatch. Their attractiveness may play a part in this. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. They know what they're doing. Uh, so it's gonna be interesting. Man, people are already gonna be upset. Who's the Daisy of Overwatch? That's a good question. Well, all right, Soldier 76. Probably over average. I like playing a Soldier 76 a lot. I appreciate his basicness. Like that is just a character you can go out and shoot people, right? It feels good to just shoot people as Soldier 76. I like that he has the dash. He's like the Call of Duty character. He's got the dash. He's just got an assault weapon. The grenade thing is great with the burst. The ultimate very good. Yeah, not a whole lot of like frills, if you would. Hey, Chrono422, thank you for following. I think I missed it. Did I thank NG Rick for following? I don't remember, but thank you. He's the Fortnite no build mode Overwatch. He's a lot of fun to play as. He has some very good skins. Grill Master 76 might be. It's definitely a top 5 skin in the game, if not top 3. I don't know why he's not over the moon. As a character, it's like, a bit generic, grizzled, veteran, commander guy. All his military talk makes me rolls my eyes a little bit. He's good. I like him a lot, but he's not like top tier. Tracer's top tier. Tracer's great. Love Tracer. Fantastic character design. Fun personality. She's very good at like being like energetic and like ha ha ha, but not being obnoxiously quippy or something, right? Like somehow it doesn't make me roll my eyes. Lots of good skins. I like her graffiti skin a lot. Her Olympic skin's good. Just a really fun character. Like if you were to take an Overwatch character and maybe build a single player shooter around, I think if you did it with Tracer, that would be the most fun. Like I would just play the Tracer single player first person shooter game. I think that would be a lot of fun. So yeah, Tracer's great. I like playing as Tracer a lot. Flanking, rewinding, trying to land your sticky bombs. Everything works there. Widowmaker. Widowmaker. That's weird. I mean, similar to Soldier, it's like, here's a character who shoots people. That's fine. I don't have super strong feelings about Widowmaker, actually. It's fine. I don't play as her a whole lot. I don't get up mad about her. I don't think she feels bad. Like her toolkit makes a lot of sense. She has her escape with the grapple hook, and it lets her get to high positions. And she has like the poison dart, mostly as like a way of letting her know somebody's getting near her. She's fine. Widowmaker's fine. Reaper's weird. I hate Reaper's edgelordy character, but I think Reaper's a lot of fun to play as. Like a lot of fun to play as. I feel like Reaper's about to be worse now with Overwatch 2, because Reaper's whole game is basically shooting tanks and just doing a ton of damage and filling up his ultimate, and then doing that. He has one of the best ultimates in the game. Die, die, die. It feels great. It's like the one ultimate where you can maybe just kill the entire team with it. If you ever had a sextuple kill in Overwatch 1, it was like either with maybe Reaper, Diva, or Junkrat. Reaper maybe most likely. The character's obnoxious. He's that voice. It's a little bit try hard, but still, he's a lot of fun. Random my Ricky Mega Man game someday, Jay, someday, but it is not this day. Genji. I like Genji a lot. Maybe I just like flankers. Maybe not. You'll see soon. But Genji's great. I remember the first character I ever played in Overwatch 1 when I booted up for the first time. I just went into like a match against the bots was Genji, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just throwing shurikens. I'm like, these don't do very much damage. I don't understand. But, he's actually this really interesting kind of flanker, combo. Just you can't succeed at Genji unless you're using the whole kit properly, which I appreciate. There's a lot of finesse involved there. Even with his ultimate, it's a really strong ultimate, but it's a complex ultimate. You can't just like push a button like you can with say a Reaper and probably be okay. Usually, you have to really work around that. I also just like the character design. Like Cyborg Ninjas obviously are cool. We all played Metal Gear Solid. We like Cyborg Ninjas, and I like his Cyborg Ninja design quite a bit. Hanzo is my favorite character to play as. I just like the way that bow feels. That bow feels very good. This seems really high on Over the Moon, but I don't think that's going to stick. I think a lot of my characters are just front-loaded here. I just really like his bow. I like the sonar arrow. That's just a really good tool for the whole team. They haven't done very much with his character is the one complaint. There hasn't been a whole lot of story for him. Like, he was cool in that one CG video that they released, like, before Overwatch came out that had Hanzo and Genji in it. And that was fun. But just I kind of missed his bounce arrow or whatever it was called. Like, I know it was kind of maybe a little too easy to get kills with that. You would just shoot it at people's feet and it would just destroy them. And you know, maybe it was cheap. It felt very good though. So Storm Arrow's fine, but I kind of missed the you know, simple geometry. Cassidy, not McCree. Cassidy, not McCree. I think Cassidy is. Cassidy's fine. I think Cassidy is maybe a little better than fine. I don't know. Again, I appreciate the simplicity of it. He lost his stun, and that was such a... Like, I get why he lost his stun in Overwatch 2. Because stuns had gotten way out of control in the game. CC, which means crowd control in general, just way too much of it. But McCree just kind of feels... I don't know, like he's missing something without that. Like that sticky grenade, I don't know if that's really replacing that. I don't know if that's good enough. As a character, fine. Not a whole lot of development for him. Like he had that really big CG trailer at one point that was really more about introducing Ashe and Echo. That's weird that Echo showed up in that one. I forget about that. Kind of random. Iconic alt. It's a fun alt, but it's a fair alt. Like, it's pretty easy to... It's not easy, but there are a lot of opportunities to counter or to escape from it. So it's a good alt. I think I'm going to just put him here. Like, I like him okay, but not a whole lot. Or Cassidy's the better Cassidy. I think you're right, Kyle. Bastion's interesting, because I probably would have put Bastion... I'll still put him in over them for now. I think he's better in Overwatch 2. I need to try it more. It's so much of Overwatch. This was such a weird niche character. I love robots. Usually if you put like a robot in a game, that's going to be my favorite character. Especially if it's like a robot-ass robot. You know, like doesn't even talk or something. That's great. He had like that his CG short, I remember, was basically just Wall-E. And everybody loved it. Even though I did roll my eyes at just how Wall-E-ish it was. It's a little too cute. So, I don't, like... I'm almost like talking myself into liking Bastion more, but it's just such a... Normally, I just have memories of getting mad when somebody on my team would switch to Bastion. Because they would always try to do something gimmicky or stupid with him, or they would just stand there and shoot and then die, and then I would get mad. Basically it. You don't find Wall-E adorable? Yeah, I don't know if monster is the word, but you're, you know, eccentric. I'll call you eccentric. Bastion. Not Bastion, that was who I just did. Fucking, Torbjorn. I do like Torbjorn. Torbjorn's so funny to me, because... So, I played a lot of Team Fortress Classic. Like, that was one of my first big online games. Definitely my first big online shooter. And that had the Engineer class, and that was also in Team Fortress 2. And Torbjorn was so inspired by that at first. Like, he even had to pick up scrap. He had to upgrade his turret. It was just the Engineer for Team Fortress. And then it was like, oh, this doesn't really work, actually. And he had all these changes that really de-emphasized the turret. It kind of made him stronger on his own. And they were all good changes, actually. He's actually kind of a lot of fun to play as. There's still something kind of wonky about the turret. And, like, you know, how little control you have of it or not. It's almost like a pet you have to worry about. And usually it's not going to help a whole ton. I like his Molten Core alt. I like that the alt is named uh after that raid from World of Warcraft. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like Modern Torb. Modern Torb's fun. Never like not usually my first pick, but I go to him quite a bit. Junkrat. I think I'm over Junkrat. I never liked Junkrat too much. I'm okay with spam characters because I like Hanzo and Torbjorn, so I don't mind characters that just kind of spam attacks and whatnot. But Junkrats, I never found them very satisfying to play. Again, another like character just clearly inspired by Team Fortress. Like this is the Demolition Man. The whole like, oh, he's crazy thing, right? Like, whoa, he's wacky crazy. That never really does much for me in terms of character design. I do like how his fire looks like his hair looks like it's on fire. Design wise, most of these characters look good. Honestly, like it's hard to complain too much in that front. I don't know. I rarely ever think about playing as Junkrat. Pharah, ooh, this one's hard. Pharah was my first main. I like Pharah a good amount. But they never, like, it feels like the game passed Pharah by almost at a certain point. She stopped making as much sense. Like for a while, so you only did Pharah if you also had a Mercy. I think that's a little bit better now. She's very simple again, and I like that. You know, fly and use your rockets. Another kind of spammy character. Easily, like, she's a character that just kind of gets countered, though. Like, a lot of times I want to play Pharah, then it's like, oh, never mind, they have a Widowmaker, or a McCree, or a Soldier, or an Ashe. I just can't be this character now, because I'm just going to get picked off. So, just like a really counterable character. But I love her design a lot. I've had a lot of fun playing as her through the years. Again, not a lot of character development throughout time, which is a bit of a bummer. I gotta keep hoping to do more with her, but I still have a soft spot for Pharah. I want to like Symmetra more. They reworked this character so many times. Like, I'm giving her probably more than most people will. Because there is something about this idea that I do like. Like, this kind of light, like, I don't know, creating matter out of nothing. And everything looks kind of Tron-ish. And, like, I get it. I like the design. Throw Symmetra overboard. See, I know some people hate Symmetra. And I get it. I don't hate Symmetra. I want to like Symmetra. Talking about characters that, like, barely get any actual lore, by the way. Like, I think Symmetra got one comic book, like, forever ago, like in Overwatch Year 1, and that was it. Yeah, I get it. This is probably generous. Maybe we have to move her lower, but maybe not. Symmetra has some very good skins, too. Magician Symmetra is fantastic. The dragon one is also very good. Lots of good Symmetra skins. And, like, she's definitely better than she used to be. I like her giant wall alt. That's pretty neat. The mini turrets still feel like that's not quite working or doing much for them. I don't know. This one's probably controversial. I don't like Sombra. I don't get it. I've never figured out Sombra. I like the character design. Again, character design looks good, of course. Like, all these characters look good. The whole hacking thing, it's either broken or worthless, it feels like. Right? Like, there were times where it was just stupid how strong it was. How it would just completely destroy your team. It was just like, well, they push this button, and then as long as they coordinate, like, one other alt with it, your entire team's gonna die. And yet when I'm playing as Sombra, I just feel like I'm spending a lot of time running around invisible, like, hacking health packs. I don't know. I never got it. Never had a lot of fun. Ashe is good. I like Ashe. Okay, Ashe is probably better than yeah. Ashe is fun. Again, relatively simple. I like it's almost like you're a sniper, but not quite. It's somewhere between playing a soldier and Widowmaker. So that's fun. The dynamite ability is pretty cool. The Bob alt is aesthetically nice. It's pretty simple. Just push a button and you basically send out a super turret. Bob, do something. Iconic line. It's the second cowboy, and that's like a bit like, how many cowboys do we need in Overwatch? I guess we have 2 cowboys. That's okay. I'll allow it because she's pretty fun to play as. Not like there's nothing about her that's ever crazy special, but especially when they introduced her. I remember at the time there were so many gimmicky heroes that we were getting, like really gimmicky. that it felt good. Like, here's a hero who shoots people with a gun. All right, how about that? That's crazy wacky. Speaking of gimmicky heroes, I'm not a super big Echo fan. She's better than she's more useful than Bastion and Junkrat. I don't know. She was such a like late Overwatch character in terms of just having a zillion different things, like just almost too complicated. She can fly and she Trigon and Charge Beam and she could turn into other people and it's just so much. It's too much. Again, it's not a good design, like, you know, talking about Wally, it's just fucking Eve from Wally. If Eve like was sexy, not that Eve's not already sexy. Nobody get mad at me about that. But just saying, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of fun. Even though you can fly as this character, which I feel like should be fun, I'd never have very much fun playing as Echo. Yeah, it's very busy character design wise. I do not like Doomfist. I do not. I remember when they introduced Doomfist, that felt like a turning point in a bad way for Overwatch at the time. It was just so obnoxious. Like, again, it's so difficult with Overwatch. You have these Team Fortress roots, but then you have all these MOBA elements. So, but what is it? What are you gonna do? Are you a team-based shooter, or are you like a first-person MOBA? Right? And Doomfist is like really hard into this is like a MOBA character. Like, there's some shooting involved, but it's really about using cooldown abilities. Like, maybe that's fine. That's just not really what I like, and it could be so frustrating playing against him. Now, I know he got turned into a tank. He's a tank now. It's very different. I still don't quite get a handle on it. Like, now, to me, it feels like he's gone from being, like, annoying or overpowered, and he's been, like, tuned different ways to being overpowered, to being just kind of weak. Now, as a tank, I don't really get it, and there's so many other tanks I'd rather play. And as this weird melee punchy tank, what makes him a MOBA? Just the fact that he depends more on cooldown abilities, and like, you know, they aren't ranged attacks a lot of the time. So, yeah, I'm not a big Doomfist fan. Mei. It's gonna be Mei. I don't know, Mei's fine. She's such like a pick this character because you need to counter people a lot of the times kind of thing. Sean's really has strong feelings about Mei. Of course you do. I feel like everybody who likes Velma likes Mei a lot. I'm also don't understand why everybody like absolutely loses their shit for Velma. Maybe I just don't like meek characters. The meek nerdy type, not my thing. Throw Mei. I'm not gonna throw her overboard. She's fine. She's in that middle. Not over, not under. I would get mad when I would be like a flanker character or like some kind of fast character and I would just get frozen and killed by her. But I get it. Now, she doesn't freeze people anymore, so that's interesting. And I wonder if that's going to really hurt her or if it's going to be fine. Certainly, she's never very high on my list of people I'm going to play as. I like D.Va. D.Va's pretty good. D.Va's very good. D.Va's a lot of fun to play as. The whole idea of it. I remember when Overwatch 1 first happened, that was like the character everybody's like, whoa, there's like this girl inside of like a giant mech. That's so cool. Like, we take that for granted. At the time, everybody thought that was so neat. And if she dies, she comes out of her mech and then you can get back into it. Like, people thought that was incredibly cool character design. Yeah, just a lot of fun. Like, she's had her changes over the year, but she's always felt pretty good. Again, the whole rocketing away, going in. I love chasing people down and just firing those missiles. Once they added those mini missiles, that helped her a lot. That was way back when. People probably don't even remember. She didn't used to have the missiles. I remember. Really fun. My only issue I ever had with her is that in the game, I love her sassiness and all that stuff, and they made her cartoon short. Her cartoon short sucked. It was like a completely different character. She was like just like a generic nice person who had to learn the value of friendship. And wow, you can't do it alone. It was a fucking no man or woman is an island story. And that trailer, that short was the worst. But in the game, D.Va's great. D.Va's also a lot of good skins for D.Va. A lot of fun stuff. Roadhog. I hate the power of friendship. You got me, beef. I I could almost put him on over average, but I don't know. God, maybe, you know what? I'll be generous. I think Roadhog's pretty fun. Roadhog's like always a good choice. It's rare that there's a time where it's like, I can't believe you picked Roadhog. Maybe back in the day when we had 2 tanks, if we didn't have a single shield take, I would be like, maybe we don't need a Roadhog. Roadhog's just good. He, can heal himself. He can live forever and deal a lot of damage. The hook is a great ability. That's an example of just taking something from like MOBA world, the whole Pudge hook shot thing, and just bringing it to a first-person shooter. It actually worked really well. That actually works great. So, and his character's just always kind of worked out. He's had his tweaks here and there. I remember he used to be able to just like hook shot, kill people like in one hit incredibly easily, and people used to get really mad about it. And so there's been some tuning over the time, but he's been good. Reinhardt. Reinhardt's interesting because he kind of defined the game in some ways that were unhealthy for it for a long time. When Overwatch had a shield problem, it's because at first Reinhardt worked, so then we had like more shields, and it worked better when it was just a Reinhardt, and maybe you only had one Reinhardt. But even then, it was like everybody had a Reinhardt because shields are really good. They had a lot of problems like working around what Reinhardt meant for the game. I love his character. I love just the big, loud honor soldier man. I mean, I might even like. He's like right by. He's right by Fat Man, whose name I'm suddenly forgetting. Roadhog, if I'm being honest. I think he's fun Overwatch too, with having the double hammer, like the whatever his hammer beams are. The charge is always fun. People are often very bad. If I get mad at a person in Overwatch, and I try not to, it's often because they just charge into the enemy team like a dummy, and then die because now they're surrounded by the enemy team. So that happens many. But yeah, I like Reinhardt. He's fun. I get it. The ball is tough because I feel like the ball, Handman / Wrecking Ball, was in many ways toxic for the game. Like, I think it was bad for Overwatch in a lot of ways, but I also have a lot of fun playing as this ball. I kind of like being Hammond. Again, just not not a shooter character, really. So much knocking people around, being obnoxious. There was a time when Hammond was in it. I was like, oh, you get knocked around by a Hammond, and then Brigitta's gonna stun you with her shield, and you're gonna get sleep darted, and then you're gonna get frozen. It's like you just sit there for a minute, waiting for everybody to do their CC to you, and then you would just die. Yeah, it's really creative. I think he's a lot of fun. I have some friends who just can't stand the ball and what he represents. I always have a lot of fun playing as the ball. If you get a handle on it, it's good. Orissa's interesting because she just got straight up changed, completely different hero. Like old Orisa was very bland, just like here's a shield, and I have a gun, like a mini turret. I can do some damage. Like the one cool thing about her was the gravity bomb thing, and she lost the gravity bomb, which makes sense. Like of course she did because again less CC, so I get that. But she's a lot more fun to play as now actually. She has her spear throw thing, and that's fun. She's just a lot more offensive minded. I don't know if it's amazing, but she's in a much better place now. I'll put her just right in the middle. Just right in the middle. Wing Butt 22. Thank you for following. So I think Orissa's in a good place. I kind of want to play more, see how I feel about her. Again, she was pretty bland before the updates, so we'll see. I like Sigma a lot, actually. I'll put Sigma up here. I think Sigma's pretty good. Sigma's one of my probably my favorite hero that they added towards that last third of Overwatch. Borderline being a little busy with all the stuff, but kind of having a gravity-themed hero, but not getting too weird about it. A good way to do the shield hero thing where you can kind of choose where it goes. I think the boulder is very satisfying, especially since it does that stun thing. I love stunning people out of their ults with the boulder. Really fun ults, just throwing everybody up. You have that kind of second to hit them a bit, then putting them back into the ground. Yeah, he has some Street Fighter character energy, Kyle. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, probably my favorite tank. Yeah, absolutely my favorite tank actually is Sigma. So I'll give Sigma some love. Zarya's pretty good. I'm not crazy about Zarya. I mean, Zarya's ult was, especially for a time, it was just so strong, and it was such a coordinate with people and use this ult thing. So the character almost seemed built around charging up for her ult and then using her ult. But over time, the shield bubbles, like, I don't know, I really understood their value. They do a lot. And when you get fully charged and you start really hurting people, it is a lot of fun. I haven't played this in Overwatch 2 yet. I know she can, like, give more bubbles now because she's the only tank, so that makes sense. But yeah, Zarya is always a good pick. A little bit more difficult than some of the others. Like, much more going on if you're Zarya than if you're a Reinhardt or a Roadhog, right? So a bit of a harder pick. But Zarya is always pretty good. Pretty good. Winston. I don't know. Like, fine. I'll probably put Winston in this tier also. Maybe even below New Orisa. I don't know. I was just playing him. He's kind of fun. Maybe a little bit above. I like that they gave him a bit of like a... He finally has a ranged attack in Overwatch 2, so that's something. Good character design, right? I mean, it's basically just doing Beast from X-Men, so not like the most original thing in the world. It's fun to bounce around as Winston. I like his jetpacks. I like the idea of a giant gorilla with jetpacks. That's cute. Yeah, Winston's just fine. Mercy. This one's tricky. This one's tricky. There's been a lot of up and downs with Mercy, man. I remember, like, when the game first came out, when Overwatch 1 first came out, her ultimate was that it rezzed everybody on your team. So it was just this thing where even if you, like, wiped out most of the team, the Mercy could just come in and res everybody real quick, and then, like, oh, you would lose. And honestly, it felt awful. It felt awful, man. People are gonna be pissed at me, aren't they? I don't know, guy. I mean, she has very good skins. Her as a character, like, what is she as a character? She's just nice. You know how I hate that characters who, like, their character features, like, they're made if you had to define their character traits, it's like, well, this person's very nice. They're very, but you know, I get it. Again, we're talking about how some people are just inspired by Team Fortress characters. This is just the medic, but can fly kind of. I don't know. I'd like to do that for Mercy. It's better than, like, mid tier. I never have fun playing as, you know. No, you guys have pressured me into that. That's not true. Yeah, sorry. The mommy vibes. Well, her whole thing is that she's actually, like, kind of old, but she uses her weird science to make herself look younger, right? Something like that. I don't know. I don't have a lot of fun playing as Mercy. I'm just holding down a button on people. Like, I get, like, doing the damage thing. And I some people who, like, it's good that characters like this exist if you don't know how to shoot and you still want to play Overwatch. I get that. But not for me. Like, I'd rather be shooting people. If I'm going to be a healer, I'd rather be a healer that can also shoot people. She's an important character. I don't think she's, like, super old J, but there's something like that. Oh, she has weird science. She's pretty similar to... Did you guys know, before Tokoto, when I was younger, my handle was the Doc, DADOC, because I played the medic in Team Fortress Classic. So that was my identity for a while there. Yeah, Mercy's done. Yeah, Mercy. Yeah, but they don't emphasize that. I want them to dig into that darker side of Mercy, right? But again, that's the problem in Overwatch in general, is that we don't actually get that much character development. So I don't know. Honestly, I guess I just don't really have very strong opinions about Mercy. So there she is. Lucio's pretty good, though. Lucio's always a good pick. Here, we'll put Lucio there. I like, just solid. I like the aura thing, you know. Like, thematically, with the whole music thing, I think is pretty cool. The wall riding has always felt good. I know they kind of tweaked how it works time and time again. One of the most impactful and best ultimates in the game. Right, like, just being able to give everybody a ton of health is very good. It helps, like, as a counter to ults, and also just helps you, like, just go in with that, and you can probably just win a team fight because you have way more help than everybody. The boops are very fun, and there's a lot of CC is gone now, but he still has his boops, and that's fun because I like to boop people. It always feels satisfying. So yeah, I like Lucio a good bit. I mean, you see, I don't have I don't play a ton of healers. I maybe would put Lucio. What did I do? Maybe I'll put Lucio for a Torbjorn even. I think I'm gonna do that actually. I think. Yeah, Lucio should be higher-ish. Zenyatta. Zenyatta's problem was just always the sitting duck problem, right? Like, he has no escape tools. Now, his kick has some knockback to it in Overwatch 2, so that might help. That's something. I always like the idea of Zenyatta. It was always just, it was just a character that you would just sometimes be like, well, I guess I'm dead now. And then you would die. Also, a very strong ultimate, though. An incredible ultimate. I mean, I like Zenyatta's fine. I think I'll put him here. Nothing against Zenyatta. Just, I hate that you can feel completely helpless as this character. Now, the Discord orb is good. And you can deal some actual damage with Zenyatta, and that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. On, I like Anya quite a bit, actually. That might be my favorite healer. Maybe not top tier. Again, I know I've been talking about get rid of some CC. The sleep dart's good. It's hard to hit. It's a bit of a skill shot, and it feels very good shutting down people's ultimate with it. I just like the idea of, like, you know, you shoot people and it'll either heal them or hurt them, depending if they're an ally or an enemy. Another really good ult that's fun to coordinate with some people. I remember when at first her ultimate also gave them a speed boost, and she would just always ult like Reinhardt, and then Reinhardt would just go around with his hammer and kill everybody. Yeah, that was always a problem. Yeah, I think Ana's design is just a lot of fun. This is probably the healer I have the most fun playing as. Moira's fine. Lassiter 9, thank you for following. Yeah, Moira's fine. I think I have more fun playing as Moira than actually these. Probably I have more fun playing as Moira than some of these other healers. I don't like her. I mean, I like the character. Okay. Again, it's like, you know, evil scientist lady thing. The sprays are good. The orbs are fun. The Kamehameha is fun. The fade is good because, again, unlike Zenyatta, she can fade and get away, and that always feels good. That's a big help compared to being some of these other healers where you just feel completely helpless if you get into that situation. Yeah, exactly. She's fun to play as. The character is yeah. I don't know about Moira. Brigitte. I thought I didn't like Brigitte. I just played as her in Overwatch 2 and was having a good time for some reason. I remember when she first got introduced, she was a big problem. She was a big fucking problem at first, because the stun was just ridiculous. Like, it would just, you know, it destroyed flanking in the game. Because how could you possibly be a Tracer or a Genji if you could just get shield stun and die immediately? So I'm glad that, you know, they weakened it a while ago, and I'm glad that it's just a knockback now. I was surprised how much fun she was to play as. It's tricky, because you have to be careful and know when you can actually move in and just start flailing around. Okay, first off, McCree probably doesn't deserve to be up there, and I think Moira does too. That's my thing. That's my issue. And now that I'm looking at this, that's my issue. But like lower-ish, but she's over average. I think that's right. I complained about characters that were too busy before. This is tough, because, like, this character is effective. Baptiste is effective. And yet I don't like. I'll be honest, though, I was about to put him out in here, and I got very uncomfortable seeing how my bottom tier was just a bunch of brown people. That started making me feel uncomfortable. Oh, no. I mean, Mercy does belong down here. Actually, right? We gotta get some diversity. Shit. Oh man. Uh, honestly, probably doesn't belong down there. Probably it's here at least. Problematic tier list. You won't believe how problematic Mike Minotti's Overwatch tier list is. No, again, like Baptiste is effective. He's probably better than Chuck, right? He's effective. It's so much going on, like the high jump, the immortality field. I don't know if that should be an ability in the game. Gravelly's one day, Jesus Christ. Immortality field is a bit much. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it's okay. The whole like damage window alt is fine. And again, there's barely any character development yet for this guy. I don't understand who he is or what he really stands for. So that's the thing. I don't know. Again, in terms of like a burst healer who shoots people to heal them, I probably would just play Ana. Sojourn. I have not felt her. I've not felt it. But once again, this could have been a reality, by the way, and then maybe I would actually get in trouble. Jesus Christ, Mike, what's wrong with me? I swear, I don't like this. I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing any damage with her. I'm shooting people and I feel like it's not working. I don't think I figured it out. Yeah, I'm already in trouble. I don't know. And I should like her because I just like characters who shoot guns, and that's kind of her thing. Her guns feel weak. I think this one's actually on me. I think I just haven't figured this character out yet. I think this is actually a me problem. Now, once again, almost no development on this character, but she's new, so she gets a bit of a break on that, I guess. I suppose. So fine, but I don't know. I haven't been feeling it. Junker Queen. Again, newer character, but I don't know. Oh, like she seems okay so far. I like the gun feels good, the kind of mid-range shotgun thing that has like some oomph to it. I like the spear. Oh no, she doesn't. Does she have a spear? I don't know. Her ult is kind of funky to me, but it works fine. I don't know. I'm just not super impressed by Junker Queen right now, but I don't like hate it. Maybe I'll spend more time. I don't know. Maybe do I not like any of the new characters very much? Well, actually, Kiriko. Is that Kiriko? She's so new, I probably forget her name. She doesn't seem bad so far. I'm not gonna put her over Mercy because people will get mad at me. No, I will. Not as good as Zen though. But I think I like the design. The character-wise, anyways. The little ninja throwing knife things feel pretty good. Being able to teleport to people is a pretty nice feature. The ult seems a bit, I don't know, uninspired. It's just another, like, buff area ult. It's funny how it's funny how Sean gets mad at me every time a sexy lady comes up and I don't put her very high. Wasn't mad about Moira, huh? Is that, yeah? Look, I can't believe no one got mad at the one, not traditionally attractive healer main. No one got upset there. But I think this is right. Man, do I really have Tracer like the very top? I think that's right. Tracer is just a very good character. Kiriko is a good design. It is like the third, like Japanese ninja, and something about the whole shrine maiden. It's like they're just looking at a book of like Japanese character stereotypes, not necessarily negative stereotypes, but stereotypes nonetheless. Overwatch is a very divisive topic these days. But I've enjoyed her so far. Again, barely plays her. She's very new. But I think that is the tier list. I think that's right. This was revealing stuff about everybody. I mean, nobody yelled at me too much, actually, so I think I didn't do too badly here. You guys don't seem too furious. Everyone let me know, what do you hate about my tier list the most? What is the most egregious placement for you? I don't know what my... I feel like, just looking at it, I don't know what would be all that controversial. Maybe Mercy. Roadhog should be higher. Interesting. I could see that, actually, Crangus. Roadhog is pretty fun. Roadhog maybe should be higher, but I still kind of feel right about that. Delete May. Oh, you don't like Doomfist and song? I don't know. I can never figure it out. Doom first being some people think Doom's too low. I've never liked Doomfist. I couldn't get into that style of play. Moira is S tier. I could see that. Again, I don't have any healers in the top tier, right? So I'm just not a big healer player in Overwatch, really. I almost called her song. Ana's my favorite one. Doomfist rules. Well, of course, that's why, because you like the fighting gameness of it, I guess. See, I like fighting games, but people always say, well, he's like a fighting game character. I never really got that. I never really got that feel. He had like a combo, I suppose, and there was like a juggle in it. But anyways, he's different now too, so who knows? Maybe Sean won't like Tank. Won't like Tank Doofus. Hey, did I ever get into Overwatch? No, 20,000 players ahead of me. Guess not.